Hello, everybody. It's Murillo here talking to you. I'm sorry I cannot be there to do this presentation in person, but thanks to technology, we can make these work. So we're going to be talking in the next 20 minutes or so about spring closing and all the processes and procedures involved with that. So I know these might not be the most exciting form of presentation, but I do ask for your undivided attention. If you have any questions or comments, please hold them until the end. The RDs will then be able to answer those for you. So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing that we're going to talk about are important dates. And by the way, you're all going to get handouts by the end of this meeting with everything. I really don't want to give out anything right now, so I just ask that you sit tight, listen, and at the end, you'll get all the handouts that you need. So the most important date to keep in mind for this time is Saturday, May 14th, when is our closing day. So if nothing else, know that on May 14th, we close. And we now have a new closing time of 3 p.m. In the past, we have done 12 p.m., but that has had some issues, with um, parents and families and whoever was helping you move out. Would be hard to get here by that time. We'd have students that would lag behind and not really, be up that early. So we pushed to get the time changed to 3 p.m. and we got it. So that should definitely cut on a lot of problems that we used to have in the past. So very exciting there. Now for those students who need to stay longer than 3 p.m. on Saturday, May 14th, are asked to fill out an extended stay request form that is located at the front desk, both FAR and PAR, and it's due to the resident directors by May 5th. The resident directors are the one who, approve the form. Now, students can only stay up to 7 p.m. on Sunday, May 15th. And it's usually students that we have graduating or are participating in commencement and our students who are going on international travel. Mostly our international students, but certainly anybody that has certain travel arrangements that would, have them leaving on Sunday instead of Saturday. Also, any other particular cases can also be evaluated by the RD, but everything is left for the RD's discretion. Just a quick dates about dining. PAR late night closes on Thursday night, that's May 12th. Our dining halls will close on Friday, May 13th at 1:30 p.m. And Penn Station will also close on Friday, May 13th at 2 p.m. So for you and your residents, you will lose your extra credits, so make sure that you stock up before those facilities close. Library closes on Thursday, May 12th, so make sure that you return all materials to the library before that time. Bulletin boards. You will be getting a lot of handouts at the end of the session today, and those handouts will make up your closing bulletin board. And that board we expect to be up by April 20th. That is a week from today. So you have until next week, April 20th, to put all that information into a bulletin board and also advertise for your floor meetings, which should be held between the week of April 24th and April 29. So that is Sunday through Friday of that particular week. We also want your advertisement for that floor meeting with date, time, and location to be up by April 20th together with your closing materials. Now let's talk about your floor meetings. As we said before, they must happen on the week of April 24 and 29. That's Sunday through Friday of that day. And your advertisement must be up by April 20th. Please make sure to take attendance, so have a roster of your floor because everybody needs to be there. And for those who are not there, make sure that you follow up with them. It's very important that everybody receives the same information. Now let's talk a little bit about the agenda for your meeting, and you will receive your sample agenda for that meeting at the end of the session. We do ask that you please read through it. I will not be able to go through every single step with you today. That will also be very boring, although it is very much necessary. So please make sure that you read through it and ask any questions that you have. And like I said, just make sure that it is important to go through all points in the agenda. I will tell you that the agenda is divided into three main parts, and the closing procedures is the first part that you will go through. That's when you will talk about, the closing day, how to check out. They need to check out with an RA before leaving, and we will actually talk about the checkout process in a little bit. But these will be some of the things that you'll be sharing with them. But they need to check out with you, the RA or any other RA on staff, that the closing day is on Saturday, May 14th, that if they don't leave by Saturday at 3 p.m., they now get charged $25 per hour that they are late. So it used to be only $25, now it is actually $25 every hour after 3 p.m. on Saturday, May 14th, unless, of course, they have requested to stay late. So that's what the closing procedure section of your floor meeting should be about. Then avoid being billed, that's section number 2, and there's actually a direct quote in there that we're going to ask you to read to the residents, but pretty much it goes like this. You must check out with an RA before you depart. You should do so by going to the checkout area in the lobby, and then there's some more information in there. The whole point of us having you check the residents out is to actually decrease the number of students that do get billed. You are not assessing any charges. You are not there to tell them, oh, you're gonna get charged for X amount for having putty tape on the desk or whatever. That's not your point, because you're also gonna be explaining to them that this is just a preliminary assessment of the room, and actually our building service worker staff and maintenance staff will be doing their own inspection the following week. But again, tell them it's important that the fact that you're checking out with an RA does help decrease how much you are billed, or even if you are billed at all. And the last section is special notes and dates, like I told you that that I already talked about. So things like the library closing, the dining hall closing, the fact that we have an amnesty box for them, things like that. So just go through all the points in there. And again, if you have any questions about any of the points, please do talk to your resident directors at the end of this presentation. Now let's talk about how the checkout process takes place. And I'm going to give you the different scenarios. As you see, we have 3 different scenarios that you could possibly have encountering as a checkout process. So scenario number 1, resident checks out or wants to check out before Monday, May 9th. They need to make arrangements with the RA, and in many circumstances they're gonna make arrangements with the RAs on their floor for anybody checking out before Monday, May 9th. All right, so you want to make sure that during that floor meeting you start asking when they are planning to move out. Scenario number 2, a resident checks out on either Monday, May 9th or Tuesday, May 10th. The resident will come to the desk and the desk clerk will call the checkout RA. So for Monday and Tuesday of finals week, we're going to develop a schedule that we're going to ask you to be on call in your rooms in the buildings to be available to check out residents as they come to the front desk. So again, just that is one way that we don't have a lot of checkouts that happen on Monday and Tuesday. So that is a way to be flexible with your own schedule for studying for finals and so forth. So that's scenario number 2. Now scenario number 3 is really when kind of all hands on deck type of situation. So resident checks out between Wednesday, May 11th and Saturday, May 14th. And that's when they will come to the lobby and we will have a checkout table that will be staffed with you. And again, we will create the shifts. You and your resident directors and your staff members will create the shift for those dates and times. Okay. Now let's talk about when those checkouts happen. So between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m., that's when RAs will work shifts. But from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we're actually gonna schedule RAs to be working those shifts. And then from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., it will be the RA who's on duty for that night. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind. Now, if a resident for any reason is going to check out between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., they need to make arrangements with their respective RA or possibly another RA on their building, or they can just come to the desk, return the keys, and then later that following day, you as their RA, so if you have a resident that did that just dropped off their keys at the front desk, you will be then responsible to go back to their room, complete their checkout form, and just turn it into the desk. Okay? Like I said, you and your RD will create the schedule at the end of this presentation. So again, very important, three types of scenarios. Make sure you understand those. You'll all be creating shifts, and you and your RDs will go more into details of how many shifts each RA will be responsible for. I know I have been using only resident advisor language, but our multicultural advocates are more than happy to join in, and actually your RD may want you to actually have some shifts as well. So be cognizant of that. Now let's talk a little bit about what does the checkout process look like. So we already talked about the scenarios in terms of when you are going to check the residents out and where do they go to, and that needs to be explained. But also in your floor meeting, you're actually going to explain to them what are some of the things that you're going to look for, so that way when you are ready to do a checkout, hopefully that process shouldn't take too long. In essential, when they come to the desk or they come to the table, you're actually going to be provided with a checkout form, and we have samples for you here to see it today, very similar to the ones that we used, actually the same the ones we used in the fall, so you should be familiar with that. So you're going to grab the form and go to the residence room, and actually we have a little video here for you to see what that looks like exactly. So you see some familiar faces, so I hope you enjoy the video as well.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, Friday.
Okay, that was clearly not the checkout video that I wanted to show to you. I have no idea how that got in there, how embarrassing. Anyway, let's try this one more time.
Ariana, I'm ready to check out.
That's wonderful. Let's go to your room right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Ariana, I'm ready to check out.
Kayla, which side is yours?
This one?
This one, okay. You're not ready to check out yet because all your stuff is still here.
Oh, but my mom's coming in like an hour. I just wanted to check out now, and then when she gets here, we can just leave.
Oh no, unfortunately we can't do that. Everything has to be, all of your belongings have to be out of the room before I'll be able to check you out.
Really?
Yep, it's the way it's gotta be.
Okay, so what lesson did we learn here? Kayla was not ready at all to check out. She didn't have any of her things packed. Nothing was out of her side of the room. So when residents come to the checkout stations and say they are ready to check out, everything must be out of the room, and not in the hallway, but out, in their car, already home, I don't know, but not in the hallway, not in their room. So Kayla unfortunately was not ready to check out. If that was close to 2 p.m. on Saturday, May 14, she might not have been able to be out by 3 p.m., which probably means she would get charged. So very important again for you to walk through your residents during your floor meetings about those expectations. Now, let's look at a different example, hopefully a better example. So please take a look at this.
Hey Ariana, I'm ready to check out.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful! Let's go right now!
Okay, let's do this.
Let's do this!
Ariana, this is my room.
Oh, I'm really excited to see it.
What do you think?
This looks wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. I worked so hard on it.
Oh, I can see. The beds are here. Check. The hub is here.
And the blue cable, I'm not taking that with me.
Excellent.
And the power supply too.
That's
Right?
important. That's
Good.
important. There's not even dust on this desk. Excellent cleaning. The floor looks good. The cable is here.
Yes.
Check.
My
Your windows.
roommate almost took that and said, no dude, you're gonna leave that in there.
That was good.
That's not
that
ours.
that was very good.
Thank you.
The curtains are closed. Check. Trash can is here. Check. Let's just take a look in your closets and make
Oh,
sure
okay.
those are clear.
I think I'm supposed to leave that unlocked or something,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Absolutely. Looks good. Looks
Yay.
good.
What do I get?
I think you're ready to check out.
What do I get?
Well, I'm going to sign this
Okay.
and give this to you, and then you're going to take this sheet to the front desk to return your key.
Awesome. I think that sounds great.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ariana.
No
It was so nice to
problem.
have you as an RA. I'm gonna miss you.
All right, so what did we learn from this example? That's correct. Murillo is awesome and is the best resident ever. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, this resident really had everything pretty good. He had everything out of the room, nothing was in the hallway, nothing in the room. He cleaned the room, made sure that the things that came with the room stayed there, things like the blue cord for the network, the cable for the TV, the trash can, left the closet door unlocked, so there were really no major concerns in there. Ariana had the checkout sheet with her and was going down the list. And again, you will see a sample of that checkout form. So you will just go down the list from top to bottom and mark things, make notes. There's also a room for notes on the back of that form for anything more additional. So that's pretty much how the checkout process goes. So those were two examples of pretty basic things that you will see. One that it's not really that great, and one where the resident really did an excellent job. So that pretty much does it for my presentation. We have talked about three major things that encompass the checkout process: important dates, the floor meeting, and the checkout process and what that looks like. So from here on now, Really, if you have any questions, please consult with your resident directors. If anything else comes up, you're gonna have some minutes to ask some questions of them now. You also will be working together at this moment to put your schedules together, the closing shifts for both PAR and FAR, and they're gonna talk to you about that process. But for now, that's pretty much what I have. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. I'll take any feedback that you guys can give it to me. And I'm also going to go ahead and email you the YouTube link for this presentation so you can, between today and next week, you can review it if you still have any questions about the process. All right. Tchau, muito obrigado. That's thank you very much in Portuguese. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night.